As we know, Apple has never tried to compete in the gaming market, but with the new Apple M1 chip, this becomes closer to reality. In this video, I would like to show what gaming means on a MacBook Pro 13 on the M1. I used OBS in some games to capture the image, but for games like Tomb Raider or CSGO, I used the external camera to capture the image. Because OBS consumes some CPU during recording, I've used simple recording parameters, you can see by image quality. I'm not a gamer, this will be seen later in the video. Dota 2. I have no idea how to play in this game, but I can say that it offers 130 FPS, at maximum settings at the resolution of 1440 by 900. Fortnite at 900p resolution with the high configurations I got 55 stable FPS, but the image quality seems to suffer due to the low resolution, so I set everything to the maximum, the resolution and all the graphics configurations, to see what image I can get at 2560 by 1600. As you can see, I got 30 FPS, but in some moments the image freezes and is not really comfortable, but I think it's possible to reach a better experience by reducing a few graphics parameters to medium. CSGO at resolution of 1050p with average settings I had between 60 and 70 frames per second. At 900p with the same graphics parameters I got between 80 and 90 frames per second, which is much better for such a shooting game. What I can mention is that in both cases the image sometimes is freezing, which seems strange to me, as it offers 80 FPS and anyway this happens. Now we move to the rise of Tomb Raider. At 900p you can have 50 stable FPS at the high preset, but for better image I've set the resolution of 1920 by 1200 at the same preset, and I got 40 stable FPS without image freezing. The next series in this franchise is the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Here things are not as good as in previous game. At 900p resolution you can have around 40 frames per second, with medium graphics settings, but the image quality is very bad, as if it was a game from 2006. The best I could do to make this game playable was to leave it at the same graphics settings and raise the resolution up to 1680 by 1050. In this case you can have around 30 FPS. Anyway, sometimes it feels like it falls below 30 frames per second and it's not really comfortable. World of Tanks. I don't know if there are still many people playing this game as before. I can say that at maximum settings you have 60 stable FPS, no frame loss. This game doesn't need many resources to have good graphics. League of Legends. Just like in Dota 2, I have no idea how to play this game. It can be seen that I walk like a dizzy. Here the maximum resolution of 2560 by 1600 and maximum graphics settings you get a stable 80 frames per second. My favorite racing game is Asphalt 9, it's very well optimized and it looks amazing. The entire collection of arcade games is also on the MacBook Pro. They are very well optimized and look very good even on the 13-inch screen of the MacBook. But I think some games would be more playable with a controller. For example, Sky City is a bit difficult to play with a trackpad. So we still can say that the MacBook on M1 is made for gaming. Not even close. Better said, if you use it for work and want to play occasionally some games with good graphics, now you can do it. But we should not forget that there are very few games on macOS. We will see what will happen in future with the next chip after M1. As Bloomberg says that the M2 chip or M1X will have a CPU with 20 cores. I think the GPU will have a minimum of 16 cores, which will convince the game makers to consider macOS as well. That was about it for today. Don't forget to hit the like and sub button. I'll see you next time.